Hey, welcome back to the Ken Knapp'd Podcast. I'm here with David Haas, owner of Lungo Vita Retreat. We picked the F-150 for him today just due to the snowstorm we had yesterday. It's got 4x4 and should be able to handle all the snow. Okay, so I've known you for probably like 15 years now, but for the listener, can you just tell us a bit about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name is David Haas. I actually grew up in Essex right here and worked at Ken Knapp'd Ford's washing cars when I was a kid, which was a great job. But yeah, studied business at University of Windsor. Been an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life. Used to own Treehouse Bar and Grill downtown Windsor and a few other bars here and there. But now I own Lungo Vita out in Harrow.
We had Mayor Sherry Bondi on, and she was talking about it. She loves going there.
Yeah, Sherry's great for the town of Essex, and she's been a great supporter of Lungo Vita as well. So
yeah, for sure. How did you come up with the concept of Lungo Vita?
Well, I had a coaching business where it was like, for lack of a better term, let's just say, like helping people uncover the limitations that are blocking them from living the best life. And we were hosting, my business partner and I were hosting retreats. I hosted some, he hosted some, and slowly over time, it was kind of more of Andrew's kind of thing, but over time he was like, we could open up our own retreat center. And then during COVID, the Kubota Park went up for sale, which has kind of been like a staple in the Colchester area for a long time. But Kubota needed to sell it during COVID, and we put a bid in and got it, and had this grand vision to turn it into what it's becoming, and which is like, I don't even want to call it glamping really anymore, because it's becoming more of like a spa that has accommodations now.
Yeah. What does the name Lungo Vita mean?
It means long life. And that's kind of like the whole idea of like what happens at Lungo Vita. We're kind of selling people on what they want, but we're giving them what they need when they come out there. It's like a super peaceful property, 16 acres on the water. And you just like unplug. Like, we don't have Wi-Fi. The cell phone signal sucks, and when people get out there, they leave after like a couple of days feeling like completely recharged. And so we sell them on like, hey, the pools and the cool dome and the great view. But then when they leave, they feel like, relaxed and de-stressed and recharged. And that's helps you to live a longer life.
Hopefully. That's fully what it is, though, because I've stayed there a few times. It's very, you think like, oh, I'm going to be in a dome. This is going to be so fun. It's going to be glamping. And then, you leave and you feel very like tranquil and relaxed. Yeah.
Like we have policies, like we have like a no music policy, which a lot of people don't understand, but it's because Lungo Vita is designed to help people unplug. And that's what you get when you get out there. Yeah,
for sure. Why is being surrounded by nature so crucial for personal transformation?
Well, we're like in this world where, like even like right now in the winter, it's like people just don't leave their houses, right? It's like this snowstorm actually is good for people because it gets people out of their house and have to shovel their driveways. Yeah. But connection to nature has always been a critical factor in like de-stressing. And we are getting more and more and more removed from that. And that's why we saw Lungo Vita as being so critical for people, because you're like forced into nature. It's like people complain that we don't have bathrooms in our domes, but it's like it's almost like if we would have could have put bathrooms, we would have, but because of capacities and stuff like that, we couldn't. But regardless, it ended up working out perfectly because it forces you to take a walk.
Go for a walk.
Yeah, and just be outside in nature, and that's like kind of the beauty of Lungo Vita.
If a visitor only had one day at Lungo Vita, what would you insist that they do?
Well, I mean, I think the number one thing I would have them do is nothing. And that's kind of like, the world we're kind of living in. We always have to be entertained. We always need something to do, but like, just like it's like a real slow down that happens out there. Like it's in like, it happens without you even having to try. Like, even if you did, and like I would say the one thing, if you wanted one thing, would be like to go through the spa, like our spa cycle that we're creating, which is essentially sit in the sauna, go in the pool, go in the hot tub, swim in the lake, take a bike through beautiful Colchester. Like those would be the things that are like the things to do. But in doing those things, you just kind of like just slow down. Like there's no rush to do any of it. If you spend the night, you have all day to use the amenities, and then you can even stay the next day, even after you check out, and use the amenities as well.
That's great.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier your first business. What was it, and what was your biggest takeaway?
My first business was squeaky clean window washing.
I actually did that.
Yeah. And I started it when I was just a kid, like 16 years old. And the biggest takeaway was that, business is relatively simple. It's just, if you're willing to do good work, if you're willing to tell people about what it is that you're doing, and you're just kind and courteous and just show up and go the extra mile for your customers, you're going to be successful. And in this day and age of all the technology and podcasts and all this stuff, you think you got to do so much, but you don't really have to do that much. You just have to just do good at what you're doing. Yeah. And that's one thing that Ken Knapp'd does really well, actually, is they just do such a good job for their customers. Yeah. And that's why, they've been around for as long as they have been.
Yeah, I feel like everyone there is very real and very genuine.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that there's something to do with the county. It's like,
maybe.
When I'm back at Trios, I used to hire all county boys to be my security guards and stuff, because there's a mentality of just going the extra mile for people, and you see that Ken Knapp'd, and that's the kind of same thing I've always tried
to the earth.
Yeah, people. 100%. Yeah.
So you're in Windsor, and when you go to Lungo Vita, you're out in Harrow. Yep. How long is your commute, and what do you do to pass the time usually?
Well, it's about 45 minutes, and I drive a nice Ford Tremor.
Where'd you get that from?
I got it from Ken Knapp'd Ford. Yeah. And because of the technology, my phone just connects instantaneously, and I think that's so important. But I'm just crushing audiobooks and podcasts, just always, and that allows the time to pass really, really quickly. And it's so nice because your phone turns into the screen.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, for sure. A long commute isn't the best, but it is nice because it's just silence. You get time by yourself. You get to listen to stuff. You get to learn a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's actually funny because as soon as I kind of cross 46, 42, 46, I always get those two mixed up. It's I'm back into the city, and it's you can kind of feel the energy of the city coming back in. But all the way out from essentially number 3 highway all the way out to Lungo Vita is just peaceful drive. Yeah.
After someone leaves Lungo Vita, what feelings or shifts in perspective do you hope stay with them months later?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I want for people is clarity, because there's just so much noise now. Yeah. It's just we're just people can't even watch a TV show anymore because they're watching a TV show and scrolling at the same time. So there's just so much noise, and in that noise we get disconnected from whatever messages that we were supposed to receive. So when you unplug from that noise, usually you end up with some clarity, and that clarity usually is, I don't want to say life-changing, but it allows you to finally quiet the noise so you can hear what you've been supposed to hear for a long time.
Do you have any upcoming events that we should know about?
No, not really. We do have a lot of we partner with a lot of people that do retreats out there. Yeah. So we always are collaborating with retreat hosts. But the big things that's happening at Lungo Vita is the creation of our spa cycle. We've been really pushing hard to make it a more of a spa-like experience. So not only do we have the hot tubs and the pool and the bikes and the kayaks, but we're just in the process of adding cold plunges. We have our main room that's being renovated right now. That's going to be a great indoor space. So when it's cold outside, you'll have a space to kind of hang out. There'll be a fireplace in there. It's going to be really cool. Nice. And then we just added massage chairs. We have a meditation dome now. So it's really, if you buy a day pass out there, you are getting the same experience, if not better, than a Scandinave spa. Now, it may not be as put together as a Scandinave spa, but we're a 16-acre property, so it is a little bit more spread out. But I think that's the thing that makes it nice. You're not tripping over everybody, and you're exposed to nature, and then also you're in the heart of wine country, and it's just it's beautiful out there.
Yeah. Do you work with any local businesses?
We partner with all the wineries pretty much. There's some wineries that we haven't fully worked with, but over the winter break, we have our winter special where we basically have partnered with the wineries. So when you book a 2-night stay at Lungo Vita, you get 3 tastings at some of the local wineries, which is amazing because the wineries love it and we love it because it attracts people out to Lungo Vita. But then it also pushes people out to the wineries in the really slow season. And then the wineries have also, which is awesome of them, they've added a discount code for if you wanted to buy wine. So not only do you get the tasting, but if you like the wine and you want to buy more, they usually have some sort of offer for our guests as well, which is awesome. Yeah, that whole area has been great. everyone is very like, let's promote this area.
Yeah, they're open to it.
I think a lot of people believe it's like the next kind of like Niagara on the lake, which I think it is. There'll be probably some resistance from, the community, but like as far as the businesses goes, everyone is like, yes, like let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
So you grew up around here. What were some of your favorite local spots?
Well, I mean, I'm really aging myself, but like I grew up kind of in between Essex and McGregor. And so I used to ride my bike into Essex, which was like a 15-minute bike ride. But we would hang out, like we would hit the Piggy Mart convenience. We spent a lot of time at Piggy Mart's convenience. And there used to be an ice cream / restaurant place called Maxine's. It's gone now, I think. But we would spend a lot of time there as well because there's a little counter, you get ice cream and a burger. But I would have to just shout out Piggy Mart the most because that's where we spent a lot of time.
Are they still open?
They're still open. Yeah.
Look at them go.
Yeah. Wow. No, they're killing it. Good, good customer services. That's it.
What does the future of Lungo Vita look like? Is it like you're building more towards the spa, like anything else? Yeah.
The big push right now is going to be the creation of the spa, right? And really solidifying what that spa cycle looks like. Yeah. Then from there, our plan is to add more food, and like the number one request we get is people want coffee, So we're gonna have a little cafe in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then eventually we'll eventually build cabins because people do want like a more of a year-round experience. And while the domes are great and they kind of promote like this cold weather sleeping, which is awesome, and they're cozy and they're warm. But if it gets super cold, you're gonna be a little chillier than you would in a house. The cabins will allow us to essentially be like a house, but you'll still have the benefit of like being in nature. Yeah. But the cabins will have bathrooms and the whole deal. So that's really the grand plan, is to not add a ton of accommodations. We'll probably replace some of the domes with cabins. But that's like kind of like the grand vision of where we see it. And then also like a bigger, there'll be more attention to like the wellness aspect of it. We see like more curated retreat style events where you'll you could come out for like a 5-day reset at Lungo Vita where everything's planned, the food that you eat planned, the way you move, the workshops you attend. So that's where it's all headed.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Last question.
Yes.
You've been friends with James Knapp'd for years. Yeah. Tell us something surprising about him.
Yeah, I think, James stood in my wedding. Him and I have been friends. Like, we met when we were washing cars at Ken Knapp'd Podcast. When, he's a little bit younger than me. But we had a blast working that job. It was like probably one of the greatest jobs I had as like a kid. You're like driving brand new cars and washing them.
Doesn't get much better.
Yeah, we had so much fun. But one thing I think would surprise people about James is that he's an excellent dancer.
No way.
Yeah, he's got moves.
Did he dance at the wedding?
He's got moves. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure he did.
I'll have to ask when we get back.
But yeah, he's got some dance moves.
That's so funny. Today he was like, I heard Big Dave's coming in. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's great. It's a great idea. I love the idea of a podcast, and I love the idea of the test drive. I get to drive a nice new car.
You get to try out a new car.
Yeah, and we just drove all over, and now we're like far away from Ken now. So
now we're lost.
We'll figure it out.